Okay. Hi. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live, number 75 in an ongoing series of talks called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. My name is Barry Selby. Quickly get the intro out of the way so we can get to the topic. I am a passionate champion for the divine feminine, helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. I'm a best-selling author, speaker, and yes, I do coach, as much as I keep playing with that word the last few days. And today's topic is an outgrowth of yesterday's. Yesterday's broadcast was aimed at the women, which was, from a correct, ladies, do you wanting it both ways? Question mark. So I thought, you know what, I'll do one for the men today, because there's a lot of people out there in the dating arena who have a double standard. And it's just about the ladies who have a double standard, and you can watch yesterday's to get that one, which was number 74 on my business page, or on YouTube, or on my website. It's all over the place. I'll tell you those in a moment. Or there's men, well, I should say and men also have a double standard when it comes to dating, love, and relationships, in particular, how they are with women. And I'm actually, to be honest, figuring out which of the two I'm going to pick, because we have, as men, probably quite a list of our want to have it both ways type thing. But I want to use both ways as the model to just explain a couple of things. The biggest one I think I would come up with straight off the bat is that we want our women to stand up for themselves and be independent, but not in front of us, not at us, not expressing at us. And I'm going to take it to an extreme level, because we want a woman who's going to be lively and active and sexy and all these sort of things. But when she gets emotional, most men can't handle that, and it's part of the package. I'm not going to, well, we'll see if I break it down more. We'll see in a moment. I'm just letting it come through. But there's definitely this duality of what men want women to be. Now, again, I talked about this yesterday, about how women want men to be, women have duality on that side. So this is only fair play. I'm not attacking the men, I'm not attacking the women. I'm just giving you both sides of the conversation. So if you want to talk about the women, that was yesterday's broadcast. This is about the men. We should say the men's view of women. And so we have, and I have had, I'm beyond that now, thankfully, because I've really learned how screwed up it was. For you men who haven't heard this yet, for ladies who are watching this, there's a perspective that men have where they want women to be strong and to handle things. At least I'd say most men are nowadays. We're not so much in the old, let's have that little lady in the corner type thing. So they want women to be out there and be strong, and especially be exciting and sexy and all these things. But we want to cut out the piece that gets emotional. Not a good idea. The reality is simple, that we are innately unique as men, as women, and women I'm very aware of, especially those who are on their path of growth and evolution and expression, are really owning their ability to express their feminine, which includes emotional expression as well. So when we men get to the place where we want to have them take charge and make things happen, but hold off on the emotional piece, it's like we're cutting me off at the knees, which is kind of similar to what I said yesterday about how women expect men to be a certain way, and then want something different. So what comes up for me is saying, get over it, grow up, act mature, recognize the opposite gender as fully expressing itself as we are, individually, as men, as women. But I'll say that one for later, maybe. Because I want to reiterate and underline this point, because it's one of many perspectives that men have about women. They want a woman to be, in some cases, and I'm reflecting on my history versus what's current, but we want women to be like great in the bedroom, but be really staid and reserved elsewhere in life. And it's something like, it's a control thing. And a lot of men still do want to control women, which is actually what started my whole thing in the first place on Facebook Live in December, about wanting women to step up and be in their feminine and be free to do so, and have a masculine-hearted man say that. And I'm realizing it's still prevalent in society, how so many men are so attached to controlling women and keeping them down, as it were, you know, holding them back or something like that. I don't want to get too political about this. I want to just speak to what it feels like is being expressed. So one of the pieces I've been talking about in this broadcast is the reminder to men that when you ask for a woman to be herself and to be expressing herself, you have to accept all of it. You can't just have parts of the puzzle. It's impossible, and it's also unfair. So as much as I said yesterday about how women want men to be two different ways, which I think is unfair as well, it's the same thing for us as men, that we shouldn't expect women to be two different ways, to fit one thing but not the other. So to reiterate for those joining in late or later, we feel like we want women to be expressing sexually and be connected to us and have great abilities to love and be with us, but we don't want to get emotionally upset or expressing anything like that. And that's out of balance. That is out of alignment, and it's not cool. So to reiterate my bottom line, because I just want to cut straight to the chase, let go for men. I'm going to drop a little seed in here as well about men stepping up to the bar to be gentlemen, which is part of that is to really honor and respect women. I guess I'm going on a distant tangent I planned. And there's a distinct need for that more and more in the world. I've said this before in many broadcasts, and this is what started my whole series of messages to the masculine to inspire the feminine heart. A large part of that is to be messages to the masculine to wake the men up to respect the feminine heart. So this is kind of a little piece of that puzzle. And it's a continual conversation. I appreciate that feedback. It's something that I'm really passionate about, as you may have guessed. I mean, this is number 75 in an ongoing series, and the last 50 have been daily broadcasts, so I'm getting on a roll with this. Definitely a distinct cyclic conversation with this. So I'm hoping you take this to heart, and I hope you get value from this. If you want to join the conversation, please do. On your own posts, your own Facebook Lives. If you want to meet up and talk about it, you can message me directly over social media. But I want to make this really clear, and I'm watching a helicopter approach, so it may get noisy for a second. It's okay, it's heading the other way. All right. So I'm very clear about this in my own work, my own passion about supporting women and being more feminine, that it also takes a responsibility for the masculine. That's the helicopter going by the way. That we men step up to hold space and hold high regard for women in the feminine, which includes emotional expression and power and authority and all these other qualities that women in the feminine bring, which is what's so wonderful and so magical, which is why I'm so in love with women doing that. It's why I do what I do. My passion is serving women to express their feminine, to be more in their power, to, as I said at the beginning, to find balance in life, love and business, because that's where I think we will change the world. It's where I believe that women can express fully, and where I believe that when men wake up to their masculine inherent talent and gifts, there can be dignity, honor, and respect on both sides of the conversation. All right, that's my political stand. It just came out that way. That's really the bottom line. I know I started off with the idea about what men want to have both ways, but I've sort of moved into this other piece, so that's the way it's been. I meant to retitle this broadcast now. I think that's it. I'm just see if anything else percolates. These what's the word looking for? These messages start out with like one idea, and I just run with it, and it sometimes goes really big, and sometimes really small, and sometimes over here. This time went over here. So I think that's it. I'm not feeling anything else come out except to be a repeat of what I said, which is for all of us, men and women, it's time to step up. Just take a total diversion off of the theme because of the post I just saw before I went live. There's a lot of fallout still from what happened in Charlottesville on Saturday, and I did a Facebook Live on Sunday in my views about going deeper with it. And it's still a very vital conversation. And so part of that is for men who are watching this, because it was a generally male-dominated conflict that happened there. Because the thing is, we men are the more of the conflicting, combative, challenging, and competitive types. The feminine doesn't do that as much, generally speaking. That we've got some work to do. We work as men to step up. So we do want it both ways, yes, but the reality of what we really need, we really desire, truthfully, is peace. But we don't act that way. So for many of us men out there, it's important for us to do our own work inwardly, to do our own recognition of where we are projecting all our crap, all our upset, all our own hurt feelings on the world, and then judging other people's, as in groups, with what's not actually true. There's a challenge with what a lot of people out there who are coaching and being business leaders, who are dynamic, who apparently are so good, but they got such, what's the word I'm looking for? Misogynistic tendencies in a way. This is going way off tangent on the plan, but bear with me. And it's opening up a challenge for us who are doing this work to stand in our own truth. I think it calls all of us who are in the work, whatever work you call it, but it's personal growth, spiritual development, humanistic design, business growth, stepping out to the world of entrepreneurial work. I believe that we are leaders in this because we're no longer in the corporate structure. Okay, we're going this way. I'm watching it come through, so I'm saying what's coming through. That those of us who are stepping out of the corporate framework of being cogs in the wheel, in the machine as it were, have a responsibility to forge a new path and to step into a new direction, which is a more enlightened, ideally, a more compassionate, please, and a more successful way of being in the world that is interactive. Not necessarily successful as a financial goal, but as a way of delivering a value and a legacy and a service that uplifts everyone around us, independent of circumstance, gender, requirement, anything else. That's where we men can thrive. Women too. It's an entrepreneurial statement, by the way. Because a lot of the leaders out there, I believe it's time for them to step down from being so arrogant when they think they're so on it because they make lots of money, but they don't respect people. That could be a whole other rant. I can feel it coming through. I'm going to cut this short because I want to attempt to keep doing it on topic, but I'm already way off track. We've got room in this world for everybody, even at 7.5 billion people. And to come across with such anti-Semitic, racist or anti-anything is a dysfunctional way of being. Okay, this one's coming through too. We are, to my belief, we all come from the same source, which is spirit. Whatever religious beliefs, truth, everything else, we come from the same place, which is spirit. Yet we use our visible differences to separate ourselves from that which we already are. Every single one of us is from the same place. Every single one of us is sourced from love. Much as you may deny it, disbelieve it, or hate it, that's the truth. I was just listening earlier today to a radio interview about, what do they call it? It was the partitioning, which happened in India, when India and Pakistan were formed. I guess it's an anniversary. I didn't catch the beginning of the article. And it was about basically Muslims and Hindus basically just were in the same country, wanted separation, and they separated. Even though we all have the same source, we want to judge the others as wrong. From the Crusades to what's happening right now with North Korea, all these things we're doing in the world are attempts to separate more when we can't be separate. One human race, one spiritual source for all human beings. As malevolent or as peaceful as they are, we all come from the same place. Can you handle that? Can you respect that? Can you be at peace with that? So you don't join the mobs that are trying to purport a message of separation and one-upmanship to diminish other people. Wow. This did not go where I planned, but it's okay. So that's my question for you. I'm leaving it with that because I'm not going to get into this now yet. I don't want to put more brewing, I can feel it, but it's going to come out later this week. This is just a nudge. Yeah, just a nudge. I'm going to go deeper with this. But consider this as a choice, your challenge, your question for yourself to sit with this and journal on it. Think about it. Answer me this in the comments below. Are you ready? Are you willing to step up in your own way of being in the world, to remember that everybody you see out there is actually a reflection of yourself? Even the good, the bad, and the ugly. Even the extremists of the right, the people on the left, the ones in the middle, the ones that don't play the game at all. We're all one and the same. Try that one on for size. Whew. Okay, I think I'm done. That's the question I'm leaving you with. Provocative, hopefully. Inspiring, maybe. And to be discussed later, either in the bottom of below this broadcast in the comments, or maybe we'll come live tomorrow. I feel there's a shift coming in my messaging because of all these days have opened up new topics and new ideas. I'll keep doing that. If you think that somebody should watch this video, please share it with them out on Facebook or on YouTube, where it'll be later. If you like what I'm talking about, you want to find out more about my other messages, I've done 74 before this. This is number 75. They all end up on my website, on the video blog, which is barrysilby.com/VLOG. If you want help in the area of this, if you want help in the area of love and relationships, which I do talk about as well, feel free to message me. I'm going to support you and help you with this. And above all else, take care of yourself. Don't fall in the trap of being judged by others. Respect and love and honor yourself. All right, that's it. I'm signing off because I've got more to do tonight, and I will be back in tomorrow. Take care. Bye.